You think Hassan Piker comes? What gumption to come over here? And then these people start saying, we're going to do this, and we're going to do this, and we're going to... No, you're not. You're not going to get rid of the Senate. You're not going to get rid of the president. You don't think that people will stop you? They'll vote you out. You think the people want to hear that? You think some guy in Des Moines, Iowa, that's on a John Deere tractor for 9 hours every day, and he comes in and he turns on the TV and he gets lectured by somebody whose
It's
dad
like
was a colonel in the genocidal
the same extremism.
army, and
So someone in class was just saying it's kind of like the same extremism has, look at the same lines too with these marketers and business people, racist lines, Mayan trafficking lines, drug trafficking lines. Add get the Karen and non-vaxxer to it, cartel. Right, so they're going to make you eat maggots, right, just because a lot of the freaks around us, this started back in '06 when we were diagnosed with an extreme bacterial overload. They called it Lyme disease. Yeah, they said like Borealis, Babesiosis, one of those, yeah. Look it up. It's a bacterial overload. Okay, it was from years. Since a young child. I was like 250 pounds by the time I was 12, 13 years old. Eating a lot of raw hot dogs and pixie sticks. A ghost had pushed me down the stairs for speaking the truth, and I had fractured my shoulder. People were pissed off about drug traffickers and child molesters and bad farm practices. What's up, Oprah? Want to write a book about it? We're on your side. I know, it's like they make people like that think we're targeting them or talking bad about them. It's like, no, we're letting them know they got dirty people working for them. Right, they never want to acknowledge that stuff, though. It always gets covered up by their people. Yeah, I mean, if they even hear about it, they try to make sure they don't even hear about that kind of stuff. Crazy, poor people who are jealous. Just ignore it, Oprah. Right? She's going through the lawsuits with the meat because she said she was never going to eat a burger again after visiting some of the farms. Shouldn't she go to one of the Amish places and she's wearing a bonnet? Remember that? Yeah, and then they got her all into the weight loss stuff. And you get a car, and you get a car, and you get a car. 2004. And you get a car, September 13th, 2004. And you get a car, and you get a car. 276 brand new 2005 Pontiac G6 sedans. Worth over $7 million. It's a pretty cheap tag. That's nothing to those people. It's not even money. They're just passing around machines and numbers. As long as they can get those poster people in the chairs to promote and say what they want to say and don't talk about what they don't want them to talk about. I know. It's the people who got her to say she wasn't going to eat a burger again and showed her just a little bit. They show them just a little bit of the surface. Oh my gosh, I don't want to eat a burger again. But that's all it took. Boom. Oh my gosh, you got to be quiet about it. Don't talk about it. They're trying to sue you. The same people are doing that shit. And you try to tell Oprah, we're just crazy conspiracy theorists. Yeah, their people will kill us before you get through to them. Until one day, in the very month of May, right, so some people are saying that extremism, like he was just saying, these people think they're going to come over here and take away the Senate and the presidents, and yeah. It's the same kind of extremism. Right, so when we mention things such as, I know it seems confusing and roundabout, there's off the wall, so many different topics. Yeah, it takes probably an undrugged, straight-laced kind of mind with keen insights to get it. More and more are getting it, thank goodness. But yeah, so when we started touting about the treatment that we went through in 2006 to help rid our body of the bacteria that was killing us, Western medicine, it was fucked, dude. We were getting diagnosed with early onset MS, could be signs of Parkinson's, PTSD, chronic OCD, okay? And they're wanting to medicate these things, and nope, not doing it. Those things make you worse. They cause lethargy, muscle spasms, tremors. It increases the neurological conditions and auditory and visual hallucinations. So bad idea, especially for people with hypersensitivities. We tried telling them this back in 2003, 4, 5, 6, 7 were 4 major years, and they ignored, and a lot of innocent people got targeted then too. Yeah, the psychos and hags in the systems. No, just to give you an idea, they were arguing because there was people murdering their children and getting let out of mental hospitals and killing their children and going back to the mental hospitals. I remember they let one out and then she killed the rest of her kids. Why'd they give her kids back? Why? No, think about that. I know, right? So then they try to use those kind of cases as an excuse as to why they're so careful in these situations, and use that as an excuse to move people's kids around and profit from it. It's sick and disgusting. So back in 2003, 4, 5, 6, 7, yeah, take a look. Especially in 2004 and 5 were 2 major years there. Then when we started going through the Lyme treatment in 2006 and seeing other specialists. Yeah, so anyways, if you were in that room with people concerned about these fucking psychos and workers fucking with these mentally ill people and over-medicating them and putting children back in their custody, they're the same fucks protecting these pedophiles with our children, trying to protect them from us dangerous non-vaxxers, cartel people. Dude, these motherfuckers, these hags, and the young fucking people that try to jump on board, you fucking people are sick and you need help. Nasty, entitled, spoiled brats. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's very true. Yeah, follow along. It ain't easy. So if you have and you follow along and you seem to get the gist of it, you must be a very smart, decent person, and hopefully you do the right thing. Yeah, it's called speaking the truth and addressing the actual concerns and not coddling childish beliefs and fear propaganda. But it's so profitable and tempting. It's right there. It's literally the push of a button, and it's a lot of work and could bring you a lot of heat to address the truth. So we understand. Carry on. We'll keep speaking out, and it'll continue to hit the few ears of those who do care and actually want to try to speak out in whichever way they can, through whatever channels, means, or lingo. And many of them do. And we show you them all the time. It's actually quite fascinating to see. It's inspiring. I mean, it's breathtaking when you see the strength and the willpower that some people have to stay within the frames with which they are and hold their positions and not completely reveal their awareness. Right, because if you do, it can make you a target. They see it. They see your loving heart, your care, that you might do the right thing. And you start to not get the gigs and the deals. People start to notice that over the years. Yeah, you gotta be careful. Indeed. Right, so back to the extremism. When you think about back in those days and when we were telling people how we healed, because we said, fuck this Western medicine shit. You people are fucked. You're going to kill me. Right? So I started seeing naturopaths and holistic doctors, Lyme specialists. I know, and it was pissing them off because it was like night and day and nobody could deny it, even people all around us. Like, oh my gosh, what are you doing? Right? Because it was incredible how I went from pretty much dead. Like I was turning gray. It was bad, dude. It was so bad I couldn't even keep water down. Yeah, we were out in Whitefield. It was shortly before the house got burnt down. I don't remember what happened. I think my dad was there. I blacked out. I can't remember what happened. Next thing I knew, I was in a hospital bed with people above me in hazmat suits and a stop sign outside my door. They have to do that if they think someone has C. diff or something. Yeah, my body was having, it's called a Hexheimer's reaction. You can shock the system if you try to cleanse years of bacteria overload too quickly. It can shock your system. And I think that's what might have been happening at that time. Who knows? There could have been some other things too. It was pretty scary. Yeah, check the records. Check the records. It was right around the time the house got burnt down. They said rats chewed through the wires, but I'm pretty sure a fireball got thrown through the window. Right, and they knew when they saw what happened after they vaccinated him. Because I remember I saw the Lyme specialist and Jamie, he was just a baby. He was about 18 months old. Yeah, I was about ready for his 18-month shots. Yeah, it would have been, when I got diagnosed with Lyme, yeah, it would have been about 2 years old. He was born in March of 2004, and I saw the specialist in 2006, the beginning of that year. I think the house burnt down in May. Right, so when that happened with the whole C. diff thing, when I blacked out, something happened. That was right before the fireball got thrown through the back window. I mean, rats chewed through the wires. Right. So the doctors had warned them why my system was predisposed. Just the years of bacterial overload, neurological damage, very holy blood-brain barrier, very high cortisol levels. When you look into the cortisol stuff, it's pretty interesting, huh? And when you understand those things. Right, so some people get damaged early on. You know how they say if someone starts using those kind of drugs or alcohol before their prefrontal cortex is fully developed, about the preteen years, it can do long-term serious damage. It doesn't mean you're broken. You can still be fully functionable, have a career and everything. It can be your crutch. Yeah, so I can remember I said to them when he was getting ready for his shots, it was the 18-month shots, and I said, look, the doctors who just diagnosed me with Lyme disease, they said I should be very careful with the vaccines. And they immediately, I mean, just even when I talk about it in today's time, it's so scary to me. They immediately, one put her finger in my face and she's like, you wait right here. and came back with another nurse, and they both shot him up, each leg, 3 needles. And he's sitting in my lap crying, and I was like, what the fuck just happened? It was, I know, so a lot of people say, why wouldn't you have stopped them? I would have ran out. It happened so quickly, and I was scared, because you have people saying they're like going to take your kids, for not vaccinating and being a bad mom and putting them in danger, and I was still kind of learning about it. Yeah, it took me about 3 years. It was 2009. Yeah, a lot of the research stuff going on, and other doctors I had been talking to and dealing with, the investigations with the landlord, Fred Wheeler, the private investigator shooting himself, the concerns with targeting of non-vaxxers and cartel people. It was pretty scary, yeah. I know the father of my oldest two, they were fucking with him big time. He called us slave drivers and ran away. I haven't seen him since. No, it just gives you an idea, too, of how that kind of hazing and tating can really affect people. It's a business to a lot of them. Harmless, really, huh? It helps with sales and investigations. Helps to clean up the streets, huh? Get the problems off the street. Yeah, you motherfuckers are done. You know who we're talking to? We're not talking to law enforcement. We're not talking to ICE. We're not talking to doctors or nurses or state workers. We're talking to people that are speckled throughout all of those organizations. It's speckled. So it's just a matter of people getting real and addressing those handful of things within the public systems. There's 100,000 schools in the United States of America, public schools. It's about 30-something thousand private, huh? I know, and when you look at the kind of programming and training and things that could have been implemented at a much cheaper cost, it would have created a lot more jobs. 100,000 schools, think about it. Just that one training program and class would have employed many of the investigators and retired military police officers who have been injured on the job or physically or mentally just done. And it would have given them employment within our public school systems and made them feel good about what they were doing. But not too many people want to do that. They like the private, protecting cool people and doing drugs. Okay. Yeah, everybody wants to play video games, I know. Oh, wow. Fucking sick, disgusting, and disturbing. So back to the extremism. So when I had gone through the treatment in 2006, and people were like, holy crap, what the fuck did you do? I was like, I stopped eating wheat, gluten, and dairy. What? Some people were very interested and tried it themselves. And were like, wow, this is incredible. And other people were like, fuck that. One of those crazy conspiracy theorists. You can ignore what's right in front of your eyes, but it takes time. So you don't have to, it's not a life sentence. 30 to 90 days of eliminating those allergens, inflammatory stuff. Yeah, meat and dairy and wheat can be huge inflammatories for people. Now, wheat is not going to be an inflammatory issue at all if the system is running properly. Now, if you have a clogged system, if it's clogged, there's other stuff already going. That's when you're going to get severe inflammation. You already have spillage, gut microbiome issues. Right, so that's when you might get the symptoms more so. Right, I noticed when I first started going through the treatment, and I was really testing this stuff because I was like, what the fuck? It was messing with my head a little bit. Just the results were so stark and defiant that I couldn't deny it. And I mean, I was laughing about it, and I was crying because I was like, but wait, I want my ice cream. Right, and then I learned about dairy-free options. Believe me, it's really expanded over the years. Back in those days, there wasn't much to choose from. And I was crying, and I made the joke, like, what am I supposed to eat, cardboard and grass? Right? So then other people started repeating it. In fear, they're going to make you eat cardboard and grass. And it got to the point where people like Alex Jones are like, they're going to make you eat maggots! You know, it's just insane. Like, what the fuck are you psychos doing? Right? I know. So anyways, yeah, I learned to adapt to it, and I actually learned to crave the other things, and it was messing with my mind. Because things that I used to crave, you know, I used to be one to put like 5 tablespoons of sugar in my coffee. Yeah, I'll eat a lot of pizza, meat. Ate a lot of meat. Yes, I used a lot of meat, chicken. Apple butter chicken, that was good stuff. That used to be one of my favorite things to cook. Apple butter chicken, yummy. It is really good. I make apple butter tofu now these days. It sounds weird. You gotta do it right. There's other stuff that goes in it. I'm not telling you. You can put bourbon. Bourbon apple butter chicken. Sounds good, doesn't it? To each their own. I don't eat chicken, so... But it does sound good. I haven't had chicken in probably 20 years. Yeah, no red meat, no chicken, no pig, that's for sure. You know, there was one time, though, was it like 2019? We ordered Subway subs, and I got a veggie one. And Dad had him put bacon on it. I know. And then when I said, what the hell? I took one bite out of it. I know, I didn't swallow. I went in the bathroom. I was like, bleh! I made a scene about it. I was like, you motherfuckers. Right? Well, you wrote it on there. And then they showed me the list my dad took to Subway where I had written down what I wanted, and they wrote bacon on it in a different colored ink with their handwriting. Like, you wrote it on there, you know? It's cute. That was around the time, too. I know they're really making fun of us, and you can see how they were promoting the hot dogs and bacon all throughout mainstream. Pierce and all of them, right? Eating their hot dogs, McDonald's. Who cares? I know, nothing against it. Hold on, I'm looking it up. I think it was about 2019. $2020. We were close. Dunkin', yeah, they did. Dunkin' never sold 99-cent bags of bacon. Yes, they did. Instead, they introduced snackin' bacon for $2.79. Oh, I thought it was 99 cents. Oh, okay, excuse me. The point was they were giving out, selling bags of bacon at that time when people were rising the concern, and Alex Jones, you're gonna make you eat maggots! They previously offered a 99-cent value menu in 2009 and 10 that featured breakfast wraps rather than the standalone bags of bacon. So 2020, February 26, 2020. So when you do these timestamps and you see what people and good activists who stand for humanity and put human safety at the forefront. Yeah, I mean, you really start to get the full picture, huh? I'm sorry for the rambles and ping-ponging. You like it? Look, they love it. They totally get it. They love it. I love you guys. You're great. Pretty smart. Right, so yeah, I can remember people trying it and some being like, fuck that. So yeah, you just do a cleanse for 30 to 90 days and then you can start adding those things back in. And some choose not to. Yeah, I can remember, like, I didn't want to add them back in. I remember in the beginning when I was first experimenting with it, and I would get results. And then I was eating a salad, and this happened by accident. The dressing had wheat in it, and I didn't realize the dressing had wheat in it. It was like a balsamic Italian something. Why would they put wheat in that, right? Anyways, I'm eating the salad, and I wasn't even done eating the salad, and my knuckles and my joints started swelling. My hands were turning red. I was like, what the frig? I know, I started to get hot flashes and everything. I was like, what the frig? I couldn't figure it out. I know, I don't think I'm eating a salad, I'm drinking lemon water. Why is this happening? It took me a while, and it was a few days later when I went to make another salad. And I just happened to look at the bottom. I was like, there's frickin' wheat in this dressing. That's what happened the other day. Holy shit. I know. And if it wasn't for that happening, I might have not continued on doing. I might have gone back and said, fuck this, like other people. It's not, I know. Insane. Absolutely insane. It's things like that, it happens by accident, and you can go back and be, holy shit. And that just happens a lot. Right, and sometimes, imagine if I had never seen that bottle, I never would have made that connection, and it would have been a mystery occurrence. Like, I don't know what happened. Yeah, this isn't working. Your little diet thing's not working. I tried it, and I got really bad inflammation. I was eating a salad. Exactly. I mean, it's just a matter of, being aware of those things and acceptance. But yeah, I noticed too, then one day I had dairy. I had that back in, and boom, skin inflammation. Right, a lot of people say this. I've talked to so many people over the years that have come off their psoriasis, eczema, and different skin conditions, acne medications, by simply they eliminated the dairy and the wheat, and yeah, done. They came off the medications and they don't have the problem anymore. Same thing with me. I never took medications for that stuff, but the symptoms, yeah, I used to get like those calcium deposits all at my arms. Totally went away. Yeah, remember the bumpies on the arms? And I could never figure out how to make them go away. So when that went away, yeah, I would say within 6 months, I started to notice it before the 3 months was up. I was like, wow, I couldn't believe it. I was like, I wonder what that has to do with it. And there was a naturopath that told me it was calcium deposits. They knew exactly what it was. It's like, why the hell don't they tell us that? Interesting. And what also, naturopaths and those kind of doctors, they got to go to college for like 12 years, where your Western medicine doctors, 1 to 4 years. Hello? Anybody? Yeah. Right. So when you have those fucktards trying to go against experts and people that actually know what they're talking about, and you see how that affects some of these smaller communities and areas where they get nurses and state workers and psycho-citizens in fear of the non-vaxxers, going to make you eat maggots and cardboard. Right, we don't vote. So like, back to the extremism with what we were just listening to on Victor Davis Hanson. Victor Davis Hanson. I always laugh at me because an R pops up where it shouldn't and it gets dropped where it should be. I don't know how that happened. I don't know. I don't know how that happened. You want some chicken wing? I don't know. So yeah, what he was talking about with the extremism and AOC and these people coming over thinking they're gonna get rid of the Senate and politics. How did we get to all that? Addressing that? Right, because it's the same lines and people with the extremism. So just because, we say we don't vote, voting systems are fucked. Why? You're telling us the voting systems are fucked, and you're also telling us we shouldn't vote because we're retarded. So, what? I know. And it's like, then we say, okay, we won't vote then. They're not American. They don't deserve to be here. You're fucking psycho. You shut your fucking nasty mouths, and the proper authorities here in Augusta, Maine need to wake the fuck up and help these kids. Do you understand? Yeah, you can do that by speaking the truth, you motherfuckers. It's not that hard. Much love. Well, peace be with you. Thank you. You're welcome.